Hello everyone, Douglas Waltz, Old Man Comic Books, for comic book reviews. Oopsie, look at this stack. Look at them! Devil's Reign's in full kick at Marvel, so we'll do a couple of those right off the bat. We're on number 2 of 3 of Devil's Reign X-Men. So it's a Emma Frost comic book, that's all it really is. And they put X-Men do their credits. Super weird. So there we are. Jerry Dugan did the writing, Phil Noto did the art, and it's Emma Frost. Fisk is trying to get rid of Emma Frost the legal way. She did something that everyone thinks is terrible. It's not terrible. When she suckers Spider-Man into helping her, black costume Spider-Man no less, because this was years ago, it was pretty funny. This was a good comic book. Phil Noto's a great artist anyways. And it's a one-shot. No, this is the one. This is 2 of 3. This is not the one with the one-shot. Anyway, she goes back to try and fix problems, and that causes more problems because that's how Emma works. Then we have a one-shot. So they charged me an extra $1 for Devil's Reign Spider-Man. It's not even Peter Parker. It's Ben Reilly. That's all right. Writer's Anthony Piper, artist is Z. Carlos, and he got his butt handed to him, and now the bad guys are trying to get in. There's a guy named, I think his name's the Rose. He just wears like the purple and the white suit and has a little rose, and I think this might be his son and not him. He's trying to find out who Spider-Man is. There's a lot of stuff in here I don't understand though, because I don't read the Ben Reilly Spider-Man comic book. I don't know what's going on. Some of the artwork is just fabu though, big full pages. It is a thicker issue, that's why they charge you the extra $1. It sort of fits in with Devil's Reign, but like a lot of tie-ins, not really. So still fun. And then issue 2 of Monkey Prince. When we last left Monkey Prince, Batman accidentally cut his head off. But he got better. So let's find, oh that's right, they put it in the back. Hold on a minute, let me get my, nope, too far. Too far, he says. Here we go. Jean Lun Yang is the writer, Bernard Chang is the artist. This fella here is coming to terms with being the Monkey Prince. The beginning of it is a fight with the head not attached to the body, and Batman's fighting the body while Robin's doing the head, and they have to use his master, I guess is what you might call him, his sensei, has to use his giant wind powers with his giant pig ears. So, good stuff. And the penguin is turned into a giant gold horned penguin who is eating the souls of people and leaving all these desiccated bodies everywhere. So, it's good. It says it's a limited series, but it doesn't say how many are in the limited series. I'm shooting for 12. And it's good. Got a lot of Monkey Prince in it. Moon Knight, yay! Number 9, I think. Oh yeah, it's one of these kind of covers. We got to hold it that way, making it hurt. So Moon Knight, writer Jed MacKay, artist is Alessandro Capuccio. Moon Knight went to a house investigating disappearances, and that's because the house is sentient. So, most people would say, I gotta go fight the house. But this is Moon Knight. And his current mission, the Moonlight mission, has blown up. The Midnight mission is gone. He has no place to go. So, he's gonna go in the house that is sentient and make that his new base. This is a great book. I can't wait for next issue already. And, apparently the end of the month, Moon Knight! The TV series, yay! Now we go Daredevil, Woman Without Fear. Number 3 of, I think, 4. Or it could be the end. Writer Chip Zdarsky, artist Rafael de la Torre. It's Elektra feeling sorry for herself, and in the meantime fighting Kraven. Kraven thinking he's all that in a bag of chips. So she decides to remember that before she was Daredevil, she was a ninja. And she proceeds to just basically, hand it to him. So, I think this is the end, though, of this one. I think we only get 3 issues. because she has decided that it's time to get the nonsense over with. I'm gonna kill Wilson Fisk, the kingpin. There we go. I got it. Oh, it took a minute, right? And we get to see the new Punisher. It says to be continuing Punisher #1. I'm not buying it, and I don't like the chest logo. It looks dumb. Second issue of She-Hulk. There she is. And we have a writer, Rainbow Rowell. Roger Antonio is the artist. Last we met She-Hulk, she was standing at the Wasp, Janet Van Dyne's apartment, and Jack of Hearts shows up. Pretty good trick for a dead guy. He's been dead. But he's also been an atomic reactor who absorbs energy, and somebody did something to him where he drinks and eats and sleeps now. Well, that didn't happen since the Bush administration. So, and see, you get really hungry. He ate everything in her refrigerator. He even liked pizza rolls without heating them up. He thought they were nice and crunchy that way. And so she's got to find out what's going on with him while being a lawyer. I did find the cute little part where there is a traffic jam, so she helps the ambulance get out of the traffic jam, but then puts her business card in the window of the ambulance. So if the guy in the back needs to sue anybody. But I have no idea who brought Jack of Hearts back. Jack of Hearts is one of my favorite grade, what do you call that, a Z characters back in the day. Much fun. Here we go. #4, Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, written by Stephen Mooney, art by Jethro Morales. Last issue, she discovered that the giant leopard that was trying to kill everybody was actually this girl, and now they're buddies. She turns into a lovely, hip, curvy lady. And someone has kidnapped all of Sheena's friends, because she has 3 friends. She has a panther, a monkey, like a little capuchin monkey, and a parrot. And they're threatening to kill off all of her stuff. And they bring the bad guys in, and she hands the bad guys their butts like it's nobody's business. And last thing we see is some red guy in some weird stormtrooper power armor. He's going to go in and he's going to fight Sheena. So I'm assuming he'll be eating it next issue. Okay. The Blue Flame, Vault Comics, #7. They're going to cancel this on me before they're finished, I know it. Christopher Cantwell is the writer. Adam Gorham is the artist. We still had both things going on with the Blue Flame, talking about trying to save the planet. He has to talk to the people who do judgment on the planet, the Judgment Craft. It's a big pyramid, of course. And they don't ever tell a planet that they are going to be executed. They use a strong sterilizing acid. It turns everything to liquid, and then it turns the planet into a polished stone. So he has to stop that from happening. Meanwhile, his other Blue Flame is got thrown in jail again, still a trash fire. His sister kicks him out of the house because she's pregnant. But I think we've broken through where he actually asks for help in a mission. So we'll see how that goes. This is still one of the weirder comic books I read. Final regular comic is Adventure Man. She's not a man, but that's what they call her because she's the 3rd Adventure Man. Script Matt Fraction, art Terry Dodson and Rachel Dodson, and it's explaining how there's been more than one Adventure Man. There's like 2 generations ago, Grandpa's kind of a jerk, basically, and our Adventure Man, who is actually a girl, as I mentioned before, might actually have a date with the guy who shoots ghosts with bullets. So he's the 2nd of his generation as well. And now they're working on the Adventure Man Super Serum Cocktail to make sure that she can stay in her superpowers. She gave some to her best friend, so they do things like lift up 600 pounds. She spots her for that. And they've summoned some ghosts that are mean, and the person who summoned them, they murdered him so they can stay as long as they want. So it's a great book. It's pulpy. It's very pulpy. It doesn't sound pulpy, I know. But this is issue 9, so I think the first set of it is in a trade paperback somewhere. Speaking of trade paperbacks, I held off till this was in a trade paperback because it saves you money. This is Darkhold. So originally it was, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 comic books at $3.99 a piece. This is only $19.99. And if you go to Fanfare and you do the discount, I got $4 knocked off of this. So we find out after all this time that the Scarlet Witch, and there's a lot of people for this, so let's see if I can do this fast. There's an Alpha and an Omega book. The Alpha and Omega book looks like they use the same people, sort of. Darkhold Alpha is writer Steve Orlando. Artist is Cian Tormey. The Darkhold Omega, the end of it is still Steve Orlando. The penciler is Cian Tormey. But then we got inkers. We got some inkers. Roberto Poggi, Mark Deering, Walden Wong are them. Then we have a Darkhold story about Iron Man written by Ryan North, who did Squirrel Girl. Artist is Guillermo Sana. By the way, if you used to Ryan North writing funny, this is a horror book. The Iron Man story is not funny. The Darkhold Blade, Daniel Kibblesmith, artist Federico Sabatini. The Darkhold writer, color artist, it's Jordi Belair, he did all of it. And then Claire Rowe helped him. Or her. Alright. Them. The Darkhold Black Bolt writer, Mark Russell, penciler David Cutler, inker Robert Poggi. Oh yeah, he did the Omega. Then we have the Darkhold Spider-Man writer, Alex Pacnadel, artist Dio Neves. The whole concept is the whole time Kython has possessed Wanda Maximoff multiple times. A lot of times. And the Darkhold is always part of it. We find out because Doom, being sneaky, found out that the Darkhold that we thought was the real Darkhold is just a cheap copy. It is not the OG, and Doom finds the OG. So they have to use Iron Man, Black Bolt, Wasp, Spider-Man, and Blade to be hunters, and they're supposed to just read a little bit of the Darkhold enough so they can go be the hunters to stop Kython. They skipped ahead to the scary parts. So the books that are not Alpha and Omega are stories that if you're familiar with Marvel history, that's in here, but it's a twisted nightmare version. So origin stories, things like that, where you kind of hope for the best, but you have to remember this is a horror book where you get cool covers like that, where the Scarlet Witch is just all messed up and they must fight Kython, and the whole time she's trying to destroy the Darkhold, and that's not going to be the answer. And so you should probably figure out the answer yourself by reading the book. There's a nice shot of Kython and everything burning up around him. So, yep, if they got good miniseries, I usually have been opting out of getting the floppies and getting the trade paperbacks instead, unless I can't wait, like Monkey Prince and stuff like that, or Devil's Reign, which will go into a trade paperback. So, Sophie Fio, I didn't see you this weekend. I had a lovely anniversary with Mimi. So, we'll see you guys next weekend, though. And in the meantime, go read a comic book. I'll see you next week.